Ram Ram or Assalamu alaikum dosto or Sat Shri Akal. Kaise hai? How are you guys going? I'm here in an Indian village. And today I'm going to take you guys on a walk around the village and we're going to talk about why foreigners are learning Hindi. So, if you're not subscribed, subscribe now. And if you want to know when I go on these live streams, you've got to hit the bell icon. That's going to alert you to when I go live next time. So this is all to celebrate the release of my new book, Learn How to Speak Hindi Faster Than I Did, only available at carlrock.com. So right now I'm going to take you guys on a walk through a remote Indian village and we're going to talk about why foreigners are learning Hindi. And then at the end I'm going to take some of your questions about how to learn Hindi. I've got a bunch of questions that people have submitted. Alright, let's start walking towards the pond where I'll start taking your questions. In 1 sec, there's a tractor coming. Look how beautiful this village is. I'm gonna have to wait a sec. Ram Ram Ji. Alright, let's keep moving. So let's start off with, I'm in Rajasthan in a village. And I'm going to start off with my Hindi learning story. So the first time I ever heard Hindi was when I was about 16 and I used to work in a supermarket. We start working really young in New Zealand. As soon as I could work, I got a job. And so my first job was in the supermarket and there were a lot of Indians working there. And I kept hearing them speak in Hindi. And these guys were my friends, so I just started parroting what they were saying and they were all swearing. So I started parroting their swear words back and they just started laughing hilariously. So that's where I first spoke Hindi and I first started thinking about Hindi. But unfortunately I was learning swear words the whole time, so it was a bit useless. But then after that supermarket job, this is a point in my life where my passion for India really began. And my passion for India and Hindi began with food. I was dating a European girl at the time and she was cooking butter chicken one night for dinner. And back then when I was around 18 years old, my taste buds, they hadn't developed yet. I wasn't into international foods. I was just eating Kiwi food. And even at my house, that's kind of all we would eat, English food, Kiwi food. And even back then in New Zealand, food like curry or Thai food or all these international cuisines, they weren't really that popular still in New Zealand. But, you know, now they are. Curry has taken over the world and it's the number one food in England now. But anyway, so my girlfriend back then, a European girl, was cooking butter chicken for dinner. And I was like, oh, I don't really want to try curry. I don't really want to eat butter chicken. You know, I like my own food. But anyway, she kept nagging at me, come on, Carl, try it. You won't know if you like it until you try it. So I'm like, okay, to stop you nagging, I will try butter chicken. And it wasn't like a nice Indian butter chicken. It was butter chicken from a can. So it was mass produced, really watery, a lot of sugar, and just generally bad. But anyway, I dipped my spoon in that pot of curry and my God, it was life-changing. That was the point of my life where I was like, wow, I am missing out on something in life and it has been curry. And so from there, I just went on and started trying more Indian food and learning about Indian food. So my passion and my love for India started when my European girlfriend, she cooked butter chicken for me. And after that, we broke up and I went on to date an Indian girl, and that's when I just started learning so much more about India as well. She was actually teaching me Marathi at the beginning. Wait, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. So then when I was dating this Indian girl, she was speaking in Hindi a lot to her parents around the home. And I was like, well, I should learn a bit of Hindi so I know what they're saying, you know? Who knows what they're saying about me? Let's find out. And so that was my original motivation to actually start learning Hindi so I could understand what my girlfriend at the time and her family were saying around the home. And it was nothing more than that. After I started dating her, we started watching a lot of Bollywood movies and I started really loving Bollywood and loving Hindi music. So you could say she left a a lot of things with me. She gave me a lot of passions for India. And so, yeah, I wanted to be able to speak Hindi also so I could understand Bollywood and so I could understand Hindi music better. And so I began to learn Hindi. I started to learn Hindi really slowly. She began teaching me Marathi though. She was told me she was teaching me Hindi, but she was teaching me Marathi. As soon as I found out what was happening, I was like, nah, no more Marathi. Hindi is going to be more useful for me one day. And in New Zealand, it's just more useful. I actually started learning German. Well, I learned German through university in New Zealand, but the problem is if you're choosing a language to learn, it has to be usable where you live. And there just aren't many Germans in New Zealand. You need to be able to use a language every single day. So choose a language, if you're going to learn a language, that you can actually use every day. And German is useless in New Zealand, but Hindi or one of the Chinese languages are really useful because in New Zealand we have a large population of Chinese and Indian people. So if you learn this language, you can practice it every single day. So when I'm back home, I can practice Hindi with the shopkeeper, with any kind of Indian I meet during my day. When I was learning German, I could only use it at the university. There just weren't that many opportunities to speak with German speakers. So yeah, my passion for India and for learning Hindi came from, I guess, firstly, Indian food, and then just wanting to know what my Indian friends were saying as well. And I didn't actually start taking Hindi seriously until like 2 years ago. You know, back then in New Zealand, learning Hindi was just for fun, you know, I wasn't taking it seriously. But now that I'm here in India, I have to take it seriously. I've been taking it seriously for 2 years now because if I can't speak Hindi in North India, I can't assimilate into culture here. I can't become part of the culture in Delhi and across North India, you know. You want to fit in, so you have to learn the local language. Hang on, I got a little friend who's just visited me. Check him out. I got 3 friends that are visiting me. Wow, you're so beautiful. You're interrupting me, but chalo, come. But I love you so much. You're so beautiful. Don't eat my finger though. Chalo. Oh, your brothers are here as well. Alright, you guys eating my hand? You can't eat it. There's no food there. Chalo. Anyway, back to the story, boys. So yeah, now I learn Hindi because I want to assimilate into Indian culture and Indian society here. You have to know the language. Like, imagine you go live in England and you don't speak English. How do you think that's gonna affect your ability to make friends, to do anything in England, you know? It's not gonna work if you can't speak English in England. You're not gonna be accepted. People aren't gonna talk to you because they can't talk to you. And it's just not gonna be a good experience. So in North India, you can get away with just speaking English, it's fine. But you know, I think when in Rome, do as Romans do. You have to put in some effort to assimilate into that culture that you're living in. I feel it's rude if you go to another country and you can't speak any of their languages. Yeah. And there's a couple more benefits actually. Like, I get to make people smile every day. People don't expect a foreigner to be speaking Hindi. So every day people are smiling at me because it's the last thing they expect, me speaking Hindi to them. And I get a lot of Indians commenting, you know, I speak English to English speaking people and they don't give a crap. Well, that's because so many people speak English around the world, but very few foreigners speak Hindi. So Hindi speakers get a real surprise and a real kick when they see, you know, a European foreigner speaking their language. And one more benefit is, like, you have to speak Hindi if you want to talk to the common man here. You can get away with just speaking English in India. It's fine if you're a tourist, you know, but if you're living here, if you're just speaking English, you can only associate with a certain class of people. You can't talk to the common man on the street. You can't get to know the common man. And even a lot of my English-speaking friends here, they prefer to speak in Hindi. Hindi is their mother tongue and they love speaking in Hindi. So yeah, English limits you a little bit in India if you're living here. Hindi will open up so many more doors. I can talk to anybody, and you can see I'm in this village. I can't talk to anyone in this village because nobody here speaks English. I have to speak in Hindi to them. It's the only way I can get around here. We haven't met anybody here at the moment because it's Sunday morning and everybody's sleeping. So these dogs are still chasing me. The dogs were feeling they're licking my toes right now. So yeah, you know, I learned Hindi so I can assimilate into Indian culture now, so I can make people smile, and thirdly, so I can talk to the common man on the street here, so I can talk to the Aam Aadmi, and so I can make friends and get to know people. I want to be part of Indian culture basically, and Hindi in North India really helps me achieve that. Alright guys, that is my story. I've got some questions here on my other phone. I'm going to grab these questions and we're going to answer a few. I'm going to tell you some of the stories of my viewers who are learning Hindi as well. And actually one more thing, if you're learning Hindi, you're really learning Indian culture as well. You can't learn Hindi and not learn Indian culture because a lot of the words are tied to Indian culture. So yeah, learning a language, you also learn the culture of that country that you're learning the language of as well. And it's a beautiful thing. You start to kind of live between the two cultures when you learn another culture's language actually. So I feel half Kiwi and half Indian because I've learned so much about India and I spent so much time here. So yeah, I love India, I love Hindi, and you know, India is the place where I'm happiest. All right, let's get into you guys' questions. I'm gonna answer the questions in the chat along here after I've read out these stories and these questions from my subscribers. And wait, I'll take a break for a sec. I'm here at the pond in the village at the moment. And if you didn't join at the beginning, this video is about me telling my story about why I speak Hindi and telling some of my subscriber stories about why they speak Hindi, and then answering some of their questions about learning Hindi. Thank you, Rohan. I just saw your super chat there. I'll answer it later, man. I've got a lot of villagers who are yelling out to me. These guys over here, they want to meet me, but let's do the live stream first, then I'll go and chat with them. And so this is the very center of the village. This is the pond, and there's no buffaloes in the pond at the moment, but everybody will bring their buffaloes here, usually in the mornings, and bathe their buffaloes, and they'll sit around here and chat. But like I said, it's 8 in the morning here, and it's Sunday morning, so everybody is sleeping. But the villagers are gathering now, and they're gonna come see me in a second. Here we got one friend over here. Ram Ram ji, kaise? Acha, this is my dost. I met him yesterday.
Good morning.
Let me turn the camera around. Suprabhat ji.
Good morning.
आप राजस्थान से हैं ना? ठीक है. मुझे जाना है लेकिन मैं वापस आऊँगा, ठीक है? मैं लाइव स्ट्रीम करूँगा अभी.
Your native place?
न्यूजीलैंड जी, न्यूजीलैंड.
New Zealand?
हाँ,
Oh.
10 मिनट के बाद मैं वापस आऊँगा, ठीक है? I'll come back in 10 minutes and chat. Let's get into my viewer questions now. So, someone called your daddy. He says, where did I learn Hindi from? Well, I've tried it all. I've tried books, I've tried audiobooks, I've tried software, I've tried apps, I've tried YouTube. I've tried everything. And what works for me is a good Hindi book, a tutor, the Hindi University YouTube channel, and Duolingo app. So I use these 4 things now to learn Hindi, and that's the way I suggest people learn in my new book, Learn to Speak Hindi Faster Than I Did, available at carlrock.com. All right, Sarah Pinjali, I hope I said your name right. I am learning Hindi because I'm a Hare Krishna and I plan to travel through India in the near future, and I'd like to make Indians smile with my Hindi. Hey, awesome. That is a great thing to do. And first off, Sarah, Hare Krishna. I love ISKCON and such great people there, and I always have a great time whenever I go to ISKCON. And her question is, can you recommend some good Bollywood films in Hindi that I could watch with English subtitles to help me learn? Yeah, sure, I can do that. And she says, my partner and I have watched 3 Idiots the other week, and now it's one of our favorite films. 3 Idiots is a great film, so I have some great recommendations for you to watch. But first off, you can't learn a lot of Hindi through watching films and TV. I know a lot of people on the internet say you can, and that they have learnt Hindi fluently just by watching movies, but it's not that easy, because the problem is with movies, you're watching the subtitles the entire time, right? you're reading the subtitles, so there's not a lot of scope for learning. But the best thing about watching Hindi films is you learn about Indian culture. So when you watched Three Idiots, Sarah, you would have learned about the pressure that Indian parents put their kids under to succeed at school. Well, Indian society actually, because there are so many people here that there is so much competition at schools, and then after school there's so much competition in the workforce. So you have to get the best grades if you want to get a good job. So that's what Three Idiots would have taught you. Watch these other movies. These are some of my favorite movies I'm going to tell you right now. Watch these and you'll learn a lot more about Indian culture as well. Dangal, watch that. Amir Khan, PK as well. Nerja, Airlift, Urta Punjab, Queen, Tunnelweds Mano, Returns, not the first one. The second one was much better. Kahani and Sarabjit. Watch those movies and yeah, you'll learn a lot about India. That's what I love about watching Bollywood films. I always learn tons about India, and you can learn a little bit of Hindi through them. You can learn like slangs and swear words and fun stuff through watching movies, but you can't like learn Hindi properly. But definitely learning a language, getting involved in Indian culture, movies are going to be a great help with that. Jessica Bristol, she says, I have been wanting to speak Hindi for so long. I would love to speak Hindi to communicate and feel more connected to my culture. So she must be Indian. I want to learn to be able to watch Bollywood films without subtitles and learn to understand Hindi music. Awesome. That was one of my very first motivations too, Jessica. Her biggest challenge, she says, is to form sentences using words she already knows. Okay, cool. So forming sentences in Hindi, I'll give you a quick little lesson on that. So when you form sentences in Hindi, there is a structure, just like English. The English structure is subject, verb, object. So I, the subject, the person, am going, the verb, to the market. And the market is the object. So in Hindi, it is different though. In Hindi, it's subject, object, verb. So the verb comes at the end, not in the middle like in English. So that's why it is quite confusing when you hear a Hindi sentence and you try to decipher it, because the verb is at the end, not in the middle like English. So I am going to the market. Going, that's the verb, that's in the middle. But in Hindi, it's at the end. So in Hindi, it's going to be main bazaar ja raha hoon. So ja raha hu is the verb, it's at the end. The object, which is the bazaar, that's in the middle there. And at the very beginning, you have the subject, which is you, which is me. And yeah, so you've got to remember that and just start formulating sentences all day long and just start practicing them. That's what I do. Like when I'm walking around, I'm thinking of new sentences that I can practice on my Indian friends and on locals here. All right, next question from Aaron Smith. My partner lives in India and I'm learning Hindi. It's such a beautiful language, but I'm finding it very hard to get the pronunciation right. Do you have any tips on pronunciation? Oh, yes, I do. The tips for pronunciation. My God, Hindi is hard for English speakers to pronounce. It's very hard. There are four T sounds and 4 D sounds. We just don't have 4 T sounds or 4 D sounds in English. And the difference is these are pronounced with different tongue placements. So there's a dental tongue placement and there's a retroflex tongue placement. So you have to learn these tongue placements if you want to pronounce Hindi correctly. And the only way I've found to get pronunciation correct is by having a Hindi guru, like a Hindi teacher or a native speaker sitting across from you and helping you get those pronunciations right. That's the only way. Because it's so difficult and because it's so different from English, you need someone there helping you learn the pronunciation and learning the tongue placements. You can't just learn it by repeating from a YouTube video. It doesn't work like that. You need real-time feedback and someone saying that, yeah, you're pronouncing it right or not, you're doing it wrong. And for a while, it's going to be not, you're doing it wrong. It takes a long time to learn these. So every morning for a couple of weeks, I sat down with my girlfriend and we just went over the tongue placements and the pronunciations. And I still forget them, so I had to keep going back and learning these difficult pronunciations. But eventually they'll stick in your head and they'll get into your muscle memory and you won't forget them. And I talk more about this in my book, Learn Hindi Faster Than I Did. and I give the tongue placement positions as well. Hey, truck's coming. Laurie Hindi, I see in your YouTube channel. She says, I'm learning Hindi because I found out an old family secret that my grandfather was half Indian. What? Why are they keeping that a secret? That's cool. My grandmother knew, and she was going to die with that secret and not tell any of us. Now I'm captivated to learn more about my grandfather. How long did it take you to learn Hindi? Okay, I could say it took me 15 years, but you know, like I said, I didn't take it seriously at the beginning, so all those years were a waste, you know. I've only taken Hindi seriously the last 2 years, so I can say I've been learning Hindi for 2 years, I guess. Ahmed says, would you suggest learning colloquial or standard Hindi? Great question. A lot of books will teach you standard or pure Hindi, and you know, pure Hindi is not very useful in India because no one speaks pure Hindi. They all speak colloquial Hindi, and what colloquial means, it means like what's spoken on the street, what's like slang, like, yeah. For example, I was doing the Pimsleur Hindi course at one point in time, and they teach you stupid words that nobody uses here, like shama kijiye or maaf kijiye or like one of the sentences was shama kijiye kumari ji, like excuse me miss. No one will ever say this in India. You'll never ever hear this. And so people would laugh when I say that. They'd be like, whoa, why are you being so formal, so polite? No one ever says this, even if they are being totally formal. So yeah, learn colloquial Hindi. Learn how Indians speak. Don't take a course which is going to teach you like pure Hindi, because people don't speak pure Hindi here. Hindi is so diluted with English words these days that, you know, it kind of sounds like Hinglish a lot of the time. People, you know, so many of the words are English. Even in the village here, when I'm speaking Hindi to people, they know a lot of English words because, you know, instead of saying chaku, they say knife. They don't bother to use the Hindi word for knife. They just say knife. Or they might say like, use karenge, like, we will use this. Like, yeah, there's so many English words here, and a lot of people aren't using these pure Hindi words anymore. All right, Gus Ramirez says, what are some good Bollywood movies to watch if I get a sense of spoken Hindi? Okay, I've already gone over those movies before, so just rewind a bit. I'm learning Hindi because my girlfriend is Indian, and I would love to learn Hindi so I can speak with her when I need to speak Hindi to her family as well. So cool. So Gus wants to be able to speak Hindi to his girlfriend and with his girlfriend's family. That's exactly one of the motivations that I had at the beginning too. And even now, it's still my motivation because my girlfriend's parents do not speak much English. I have to speak Hindi to them. And like I said, here in the village, no one speaks English. I have to speak Hindi here as well. This lady's busy dumping something here. Oh, they're building something. The women do a lot of work in the villages here. A lot of the homework and the outside work here. All right. And last question from somebody before I get into the live chat. Katora says, since I was a little girl, I wanted to visit India and I thought Hindi was a beautiful sounding language. As an adult, I've dated several Hindi speakers, and currently I am as well. So it makes even more sense to learn. I'm going to be in India for the first time next week. I've been using Duolingo and Hindi University YouTube videos, and my boyfriend is supporting me. But as an American, I doubt I can ever be able to get the pronunciation correct. That's what worries me. But I'm up for the challenge. Okay, good. It's great you're up for the challenge because, you know, like I said earlier, Hindi is a difficult language for English speakers, and it will take you time, especially to get the pronunciation right. So yeah, just don't stop. You know, it's taken me 2 years so far to get to where I am, and where I am is nowhere near fluent, right? Like, I made mistakes just before when I was talking to that guy. But the thing is, I realized I made the mistakes, and, you know, next time I'll correct them and I'll get it right. So yeah, don't give up. Keep going. I'll quickly show you guys, take a quick break, and then I'll check out the chats that we've got here that are coming up. What about Punjabi music? Yeah, I love Punjabi music, man. We were dancing to that last night. We had a lot of Diljit Dosanjh going on. It was awesome. This village is so beautiful. How's the weather? It's freezing here at the moment, man. Like, I was sleeping on the roof tonight in the village. We all sleep on the roof, and I needed like 2 blankets to keep warm. Must be like 15 degrees today here in the village this morning. Do I get stoned? Hell no. I'm a teetotaler. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything, man. I'm happy enough. I don't need any of that stuff. I'm crazy enough. I'm sure I have ADHD or something. I drink tea, that's what I do. Tea gives me a high. Alright, let's check out these chats. Can I do a shout out? Yeah, why not? But I can't pronounce your name. Sorry, Mr. Rift. Village is a free life, actually. Yeah, I can speak a bit about that. I love coming to the village. I love living in the village here. It's how do I explain it? It's the simple life, right? And it's the simple things in life which make me happy. So I come here, I can relax, I can eat simple food, just roti sabzi, vegetable and bread. And I can just get in touch with nature again. There's no McDonald's here, there's no nothing here. There's no shops. There's no, we've got the internet at least, but it's the opposite of everything the city is, and that's what I love about it, guys. And so I'm here in the village for a good while. I'm here for a week at the moment, and I've been here to this village many times. I love coming and staying here. There's no chole bhature in the village, but I did bring chole with me, a microwave package, so I will be eating chole here, do not worry. Happy Diwali, yeah, happy Diwali to everybody. Oh, the stargazing, you're totally right, Arjun. Man, you can see the stars here at night when you're sleeping on the roof and looking up. It's stunning. It's just like New Zealand. The weather is so clear here at night. And I'm out of Delhi in the village because there's no pollution here. It is all good here. There's no air pollution. So like I said earlier, this little kid has brought his buffaloes down to the pond for a swim, their morning swim. Alright, let's start making our way back to my house in the village. I'll take some more questions on here if you want, guys. But I'm going to cut it soon because I've gone on way too long and I've talked too much. Throw a stone in the pond. You throw a stone in the pond to get the buffaloes out, so I'm not sure if you're trying to trick me by doing that. Because that kid is going to thrash me off his stick if I get his buffaloes out too early. What village am I in? I'm in a village in Rajasthan. I can't tell you which, obviously. This is the village I come to often. Will I make videos about South India? Hell yes. I will be in South India, and I've actually been to every single South Indian state already, guys. I just haven't filmed there. I've been to 28 states in India so far. Sorry, states and union territories. Someone's going to correct me in the comments saying, no. States and union territories, Carl. There's 36 states and union territories. And yeah, I will have visited every single one of them by sometime early next year. I only have the hard ones left to go to, like Nagaland, Mizoram, some of those northeastern states, Lakshadweep and Andamans, these kind of places. So I will go there soon though. My nose is running, it's so cold here. Why did I choose Delhi to live? I just always loved Delhi. The people, the food, the city. The city it's a beautiful city besides the smog. The smog is the worst thing about Delhi, but everything else is great and I love that city. I just feel at home there, you know. I also feel at home here in this village. So I could live in this village or I could live in Delhi. These are my 2 favorite places in India. Pokemon Go, no, I don't play that. Pawan, don't have time for games. I only have time for YouTube. Yeah, GM News is right. Please unsubscribe from T-Series. My name is PewDiePie and this is my new Indian channel, and together we are going to take over the top spot on YouTube. So 9-year-old Indians unite. Subscribe to my channel, unsubscribe from T-Series. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra, yes. Alright, let me check if I can see that super chat. Oh, the super chat's disappeared. I'll answer that super chat in a comment below, don't worry bro, I'll get to that. I'll comment in about half an hour. Are you going to Jodhpur? Yeah, I've been to Jodhpur 100 times, man. I haven't filmed there yet. So much to do, guys, so many places to go for me in India. Alright, it's 30 more seconds and I'm going to cut this stream, guys. Have you worked on K Road or been to K Road? This is a New Zealand question. Never worked on K Road, but I have been to K Road, but not for what you're thinking. K Road is our version of GB Road in New Zealand, basically. If you don't know what GB Road is, do not Google it. It is the prostitution and red light area of Delhi, and I will be making something on this at some point. Where are the monkeys? Monkeys are sleeping, bro. Cow dung cake. I'm not going to try cow dung cake, but at the back of the village house, we have a cow dung cake. Basically, it's a pile of cow manure, and in the village, it's used for cooking. So we do a lot of cooking with cow poo gas, I guess. Kind of set it on fire and cook on the. I think it's called I can't remember what it's called. This little mud kind of stove we have, and the fire goes in the middle of that stove, and the pot goes on top of that stove. Yeah, and I'll speak on the buffaloes actually. You've seen a lot of buffaloes here, right, in the village, like right in front of me. And you know, when they say that the cow is God in India, the way I look at it is when I'm in the village, the cow is the God because every single house here has a cow, and that cow provides them with all the daily necessities they need. So from this guy, they get milk in the morning, and from that milk, they can make ghee, they can make butter, they can make yogurt. They can, of course, they get the milk so they can make their chai and they can make curry out of it. So the cow is really indispensable here in the villages of India. It is a great source of protein in terms of the milk. So yeah, I can see why the cow is God here and why it is just so respected. The buffalo is actually like part of the family here in the village, you know, like they love their buffalo because of what the buffalo provides them in life. They have a lot of respect for the cow, I guess, because of that. Ram Ram ji. आप कैसे? सब ठीक है? ठीक है. Ram Ram ji. And so the local greeting here. क्या? मैं नहीं समझता हूँ जी. ये कैमरा है, अच्छा। ये लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग यूट्यूब पर है.
तो कैसे ले जो
Sorry bro, I can't understand what he's saying. Sometimes the accent gets quite hard to understand. It can be quite thick. Alright, some women here carrying pots. So they fill these with water and then they take it back to their houses. She said, "Who's this?" And the other guy saying, "Angrez." He's an Englishman. Oh, motorbike. And yeah, in this village, they speak a different dialect. Good morning, G. Ram Ram. That guy greeted me with good morning. I wasn't expecting that. So in this village, they don't just speak like normal Delhi Hindi either. They speak like a Haryanvi kind of dialect or a Rajasthani dialect as well, because this village it's close to Haryana, but it's in Rajasthan, but the two cultures kind of mix here and the two languages kind of mix here. So they speak Hindi here, but then they also speak it in their own dialect, and they speak Rajasthani here in this village as well. Yeah, the connection is good here because this is one of the only places where there's a cell phone tower. It's one of the only villages that has an actual cell phone tower, and when the cell phone tower was new here, the villagers it was the first air-conditioned room they had in their village, so they were all in that AC room during summer enjoying it. Good morning. Yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day here, guys. Tell them you're Lawrence of Arabia. I wish. Alright guys, catch you later. Kia ora.